get the recording going. And it should be recording as well. So we're good. All right, you guys. Shawn and Michelle Poe here, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Another Sunday evening already. We are in the middle of May. First, some of you may have noticed auto ships for the 15th have not run yet. So we're expecting that they will get everything straightened out on that tomorrow morning when everybody is actually back in the offices. Sometimes when things go awry on a Sunday, they just aren't fixed as quickly as they would be on a normal weekday. So anticipate seeing that. If we hear anything different or any other delays on getting those orders out, we will let you guys know through text and the back office as soon as we know anything else in regards to that. Another housekeeping item. I don't know if Michelle has this written down. I think that is in the middle of her page, so I won't say that quite yet.
Oh, you can say whatever.
I'll actually turn it over to her so she can go through her list, and then I'll jump back on.
Okay. All right, you guys. It is so good to be back home and to see your faces. This is one thing that I absolutely love about Zoom is seeing your faces. During the weekly calls and hearing your voices would always light my fire, but having the capability of just seeing you all, I missed you and I loved you. Love you. And it's good to be back. And Shawn and I have been talking a lot the past few days about work and what we are planning on doing. And it's a lot of going out and blessing a ton of people and doing it even faster. As some of you saw my one video in Australia about just being absolutely exhausted and not being able to see straight, but loving every second of it because of what we have on our hands in regards to the products, in regards to the opportunity and the timing, our compensation, but even with that, just the family and the quality of people that our company attracts is just mind-blowing. And to be there in Australia and to see, a couple hundred people in a room and to have that realization again as to, holy cow, are we at the beginning of something unbelievable? And it was funny being there and talking about an aha moment that I had a couple of years ago when we were in Paris. We were in a coffee shop and I remember it hit me. I'm like, nobody here knows about Protandem or LifeVantage or True Science, any of it. And I saw thousands and, just tons of people just running around and they don't know about it. We know that everybody in the world needs our products and we know what an unbelievable opportunity this is. So I can't stress it enough. We feel like we're at the very beginning of when we first got started and just wanting to run and help you guys get to where you want to go. So with that, Elite Academy is coming up and it's coming up real soon. It is July 7th through the 9th. And if you're not registered yet, make sure that you get registered tonight, you guys. There's nothing more important than getting that done right now. Shawn and I always say that we would never be where we are if we wouldn't have signed up for that first convention 2 weeks after we enrolled. We just know that that's a fact. And everybody that is on the screen right now that has been to an Elite Academy or convention, thumbs up. Would you ever miss one? Holla! Whoop, whoop. Amen. Nope. Never, ever, ever miss. And in the 5 years that we've been in LifeVantage, we have not missed one convention and not missed one Elite Academy ever. And we won't. So make sure that you get registered for that and make sure if you need an Eric Worre ticket that you're reaching out to everybody because as you've heard, they are sold out, but we'll find one. They're out there somewhere. You cannot miss Eric Worre training. Next is the call that's going to happen in about 20 minutes. Our very own Master Pro 10, Carrie Dickey, is going to be hosting the call tonight. So I know you guys have pens handy. Write this number down if you don't have it. It's 712-432-0075 with the access code of 887931. Again, it's 712-432-0075. Access code is 887931. Also, I wanted to make sure that you.
Hey, real quick, I want to interrupt. It's really funny as we transition in the technology from just conference calls to webinars and the Zoom. Sometimes when we talk, we wonder, okay, are people actually writing stuff down? Now I actually see that a lot of you did write that down. So that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Muy bueno.
Did you guys listen to Dr. Sveta, Dr. Brett Brimhall's call? Thumbs up again, and Carrie and Maria Williams. An unbelievable call, you guys, on Nerf 1 and what is coming, and then combined with Nerf 2. Shawn and I, again, we're just talking before we got on here, and it is the beginning of something unbelievable. So if you haven't listened to that call, reach out to anybody and get that number and that playback again. And that is one that you're just going to want to listen to over and over and take notes and just get really, really familiar with. And I'll let you, I guess, talk. We've got the big launch of Nerf 1 coming on Tuesday. So who's excited for that? Right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Who's having a party? Yes. Woo-hoo. Yes. Maggie, that's cute. All right. So I'll let you maybe talk about the Nerf 1.
Perfect. Launch. All right. So Nerf 1, another launch in the company. And we are hearing more and more about all of this stuff that is going to come out with this. And I think we've only got a small sample about how big this is going to actually do, being able to increase mitochondria and actually get new mitochondria into the cells. Most of us, if you can remember back to biology days, whether it was in high school or maybe in college, but knowing that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, the energy of the cells, just think of all the applications that this will have when you can actually regulate and upregulate the production of mitochondria. And the biggest thing for me in all of this is our product line should never, ever cannibalize any other product that people are currently taking. And I think the education, when you're explaining this to people, I talk about it like this. If you imagine that the energy of the cell, it's like a small engine. And if you have an engine that's running, what's it going to produce, right? It's going to produce exhaust. And that's exactly what happens on the interior of our bodies in the cells, is that as this mitochondria is working, as energy is being produced, there are byproducts that happen even at the cellular level. And so it's a perfect product synergy between Nerf 1 and Nerf 2, because if you're increasing mitochondria, you're increasing the energy, what is going to also increase at the same time. It's going to increase the exhaust that's being produced at the cellular level. So what do we have to combat that? We have the perfect solution that's already been in our hands for years, and that's protandim. So mitochondria, the Nerf 1, it's going to increase, it's going to excite, it's going to have the energy happening at different levels, increasing those levels, and it's going to produce more exhaust. So we want to ensure that we're cleaning up that exhaust by having the Nerf 2 activation as well at the same time. So we got a little bit of information passed on from Dr. Sveta Silverman via some messages that she had with Dr. Fifi, Natalie Chevreau. And she basically said that in the morning, you're going to be taking your Nerf 1. You're going to take it with a glass of water on an empty stomach. And then about 20 to 30 minutes later, when you're having food, that's when you would be taking Nerf 2, because it is fat soluble. It'll actually be processed and into your system faster when you take it with food. So in the morning, as soon as you get up, you're popping your Nerf 1. As you're eating your morning breakfast, your morning meal, maybe it's your protein shake, whatever it is, that's when you're having your Nerf 2. And so educating people on what this is vital. It's not that we have one or the other. I heard over and over again when I was in Canada, people asking Dr. Silverman, Sveta, what would you take if you were only going to take one? And she just looked at him and she said, you're not. That isn't an option, okay? The probiotic is essential. Nerf 1 is essential. Nerf 2 is essential. You're going to be integrating all of these into your health strategy. Axial is essential. So we're giving people enough education that they're going to place importance on it. These cell phones that we have. And here's a major development that happened today, you guys. Major news. I now have an iPhone in my hand that I'm using because my Samsung has been driving me so crazy over the last couple months. They changed their technology and their typing.
Look at Tanya.
Okay, it's crazy, isn't it, Tanya? Okay, I would have every other word being changed to something that it wasn't, and email addresses all the time when I'm typing on my Samsung. So I've given up. And now
congratulations.
So now I've got my iPhone. But here's the reality of what I'm talking about. Things are changing, you guys, so super fast. This Nerf One technology, it's new. It's new to the marketplace. And we've got to educate people. The reason I originally held up my phone was because people have found value over the last 10 to 15 years to spend $100, spend $200. There's probably people that have plans on here with family that they're paying $250, $300 a month for cell phone access, right? And so if we educate them on why these are important, why having this cellular regulation going on, up-regulating, down-regulating certain things, having Axio, having that probiotic into your system, why they're important across the board, people do have the money to spend on these things. They just have to find the value in putting part of their budget towards that specifically. So with the technology changes, I want to go through something that I found today that my dad actually had sent me. Love my dad. He just forwards me all kinds of stuff, though, that no need. But okay, Dad, I do love you, and I appreciate you sending me this one. And it's starting about the shouting and screaming into the next revolution. Okay, in 1998, Kodak had 170,000 employees worldwide, and they actually sold 85% of all photo paper worldwide. Within just a few years, their business model disappeared and they went bankrupt. Okay, how many companies have we seen even over the last 5 years that you would have never thought would have gone away, or even a 10-year period? Blockbuster, how big of a dominance did they have in the movie industry, getting movies into people's hands to watch at home? Every single city had at least one Blockbuster, but multiple in different neighborhoods, right? When's the last time any of you have walked into a Blockbuster or a DVD store like that? Okay, it's changed. Technology has replaced that, and it's happening over and over and over again. Okay, talking about, let's see here, the next one, software. Okay, software is disrupting all kinds of industries like Uber. There's nothing more to Uber than technology, okay? They don't own any cars, yet they've become now the biggest taxi company in the world. Airbnb, you've heard this before. It's now the biggest hotel company in the world, even though they don't actually own any properties. Computers right now, listen to this. This one really, I found interesting because they're talking about the change in lawyers. Okay, if we all of a sudden have computer systems like IBM Watson that instantly can analyze and give you data and can beat anybody in jeopardy, okay, when you have access to instant information and it's at the speed of light, do you not think that that's going to disrupt lawyers as we know it today, being able to have every single bit of law into a database that can spit it out and regurgitate it at anybody's whim, okay? That's going to disrupt lawyers as we know it. 90%, this article is saying 90% less lawyers in the future, only specialists are going to remain. Okay, the medical community. Okay, Watson already helps nurses diagnose cancer, and it's been found to be 4 times more accurate than human nurses. Okay, that will disrupt the industry when we have technology in place to give basic medical information to people as well. Autonomous cars. The first autonomous cars are expected to come out in 2018. Okay, around 2020, the complete industry is expected to be disrupted. You won't want to own a car anymore. However, if you do want to own a car, it's probably going to be an electric car, or it's going to be something on that kind of level. It's going to be very different. They're talking about kids. There's kids that are born today that will probably never ever have a driver's license, and they'll probably never own a car. Isn't that crazy to think about how things are transforming so substantially that these things that we just take as givens today are not going to be givens tomorrow? And I could go on and on and on about what this talks about. 1.2 million people die in car accidents each year. But when you start to get automated driving, they've only recorded one accident every 100,000 miles with autonomous driving. So that would drop the accident rates actually when they get the technology advanced enough to about 1 in 10 million kilometers, okay? So most car companies are either going to be out of the picture with this autonomous driving or at least radically changed. How is that going to impact insurance companies? How much of the insurance companies are based off of car insurance, okay? And if you no longer have the incident rate that we do with accidents and that drops significantly, how does that impact the world of insurance? So things are changing, and you're going to fall into one of two categories: people that take advantage of recognizing changes happening and those that react to it after it happens. And I think we can all agree, those of us that are on this webinar, those of us that are in this company, we're different. We're crazy. We are the crazy people, and we're willing to adopt change faster than regular people are. We aren't mainstream, and we don't want to be, okay? And that's where I get excited about Nerf One. If you would have looked at products coming into the marketplace a year, 2 years, 4 years ago, it wasn't possible. It wasn't reality. And now we're ahead of the curve in having a new groundbreaking product. And you can do one of two things with this information. You can shout it from the rooftops, or you can keep it to yourself. What are you going to choose? How can this impact your life? How can you change everything? Okay. And we're talking, Michelle hinted to the fact that we've been brainstorming. We've been trying to figure out what we're going to do for the next couple of years. And this isn't a period of time for us to slow down and sit back and say we've made it, that we've done our part. This is the time in this company that we're still at a ground floor opportunity that nobody knows about. There isn't a marketplace that you guys are sitting in right now that you could walk out into the street, ask 100 random people if they know about Nerf One, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I know all about upregulating mitochondria. Yeah, I've been doing that for years. I can't believe you guys are just getting on board. And that's what we have our hands on. So what are you going to do with that information? Tuesday is going to be huge for some people, and other people it's not. What category are you going to fall into? What do you choose to do with the information that we have our hands on? And even if you haven't done anything up to this point, you have the opportunity to decide what you're going to be doing between now and Tuesday. You're going to have an opportunity to decide what you're going to be doing with that information once it's released by the company, the different marketing campaigns that they have. We're going to have an in-depth webinar that Fifi is going to be doing the Tuesday after. So on the 24th, she's going to go in-depth on what this product does and the science behind it. Who are you going to get in front of that information? It's up to you. We all have an equal footing in this market, and that's zero today, and it's going to change on Tuesday. Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? How are you going to utilize this to change your life? Some will, some won't, and that's up to you. It's a choice that you make. So don't let anybody tell you you can't, or you're not going to be able to do something with this, okay? You are at the ground floor of this. Nobody else has this in their hands at this point. So with that I kind of rambled on. We definitely want to hang up before 8 o'clock tonight so that you guys can get on to Carrie Dickey's call. But I challenge you. I challenge you to do something big. Think bigger than what you're thinking right now. Say, how can I take what we're doing already and how do I bring it up to that next level? How do I take it up a notch? Because I promise you, you can transform your life in 2016 with this single product and integrating it into your business, getting it duplicated down into your group, calling up the customers that you already have in your business and getting them on this new product. Some will, some won't. So Michelle.
Rich, do you want to pop on real quick? There was an app that Ryan Goodwin was talking about, or how we could get this out to people. And I know Rich was going to just share that with us for a moment. You just got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, Ryan was talking about how to share this. So obviously the first priority would be to get to a launch party. We were in Salt Lake and they're gearing up for some pretty exciting stuff. Gary, who makes our videos, almost slipped and said a few things, so it's going to be a pretty amazing event. So obviously getting to a launch party would be the ideal thing, but here's the cool thing. Not everybody's going to be able to make it, right? So they don't have to miss out on the launch party They can watch it from their cell phone. So every one of us have our own website. And so what you need to do is figure out how you set up your website. So for me, it's richscott.lifevantage.com, right? So whatever yours is, all you need to do is throw in /live. And so you can share that link with anybody who can't make it to a launch party. And what will happen is as soon as that is over, they're going to be excited about the products. And right from that page, they will be able to buy the Nerf One products, go right to your your place and purchase the products directly from your website. So again, it used to be, lifevantage.com / or mylifevantage.com / your name. Now you want to make sure that you put your name in the front. Is this making sense, or do you need to see it?
Nope, it's making sense. Your name.
So whatever your new website is, it's just /live, and make sure that you share that with everybody you can, because that's my dog. This is the one thing that you want them to see, because it's going to be off the hook amazing. So I hope that makes sense, because that's what he just kind of covered. So
awesome. And reach out to us if you need further clarification on what Rich is talking about. We can direct you to more information on that. And for those of you that don't know what your address actually is, when you're in your back office, hover over Account Services, one of the tabs at the top, Account Services, and then directly under that, underneath Website, it says Business Site Admin. And when you click on Business Site Admin, it's going to allow you to change your site URL. So like ours is Michelle Poe, and then .lifevantage.com, and then you add the /live, and that's going to get you to that live event. So go to this if you want to change it, or you don't know what it is and you want to see what it is, and then just be sure if you are changing it that you go down to the bottom, click the blue button that says Save Changes, and you should be good to go.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we can't stress this enough, you guys. I do know that some of the stuff that they're going to be covering that evening on Tuesday, they're going to be having a professional TV anchor hosting it. That'll be the first thing. Darren, our CEO, is going to talk. They're going to play a video. Dr. Natalie Chevreau is going to speak. They'll have some testimonials, video, business slide. They're going to talk about incentives and cost. And then they said, watch for the credits because something special is going to come. So don't know what that is, have no clue, but watch for the credits because something special is going to come. And I just have to say too, we had an elite call today, and many of the Pro 10 spoke on the call, and they are jacked up beyond words about what is coming on Tuesday. And I think all of them now are on Nerf One. And I actually spoke with Brandon when we were in Australia. He's like, there is no excuse as to why I am feeling this good right now other than Nerf One. The brain's firing, the jet lag wasn't as bad as he thought. He's just so excited. But all of the Pro 10s that spoke were, you could just tell they were in work mode, invite, and talking about their parties, talking about how many people were going to be there. And then they knew on their calendar what they were doing next. Right after that meeting, the launch, they had certain meetings, then they had another training, and they were going here and there. Tanya too texted me right after the call. She's like, holy cow, this is so exciting. So when you see your Pro 10s going crazy and inviting and talking about the massive action that they're taking, you guys, it's exciting, and it's a responsibility that we need to get out there and call every single personal customer that we have right now and make sure that they're aware of what is coming and why they need it. And if you don't have all of the details on how the mitochondria works, it's not, just be excited about what we have, and then we'll get them a call, or you can have them, get on a 3-way call with any of us. But it's a big, big deal, and we just love you, and we want you to benefit as much as you can, but bless as many people as you can, because man, the more that we hear from Dr. Sveta or Dr. Brett Brimhall, Dr. Mark about the power behind this and what it's doing for people, and how big of a deal mitochondrial dysfunction is in people. It's big. So, all right, Carrie Dickey is going to be on in 2 minutes, you guys. Make sure that you get on there. Do we miss anything? Just have a blast. Post your parties. Post pictures to one person of all your parties. Just share away and reach out if you guys need anything. Anything else?
Hey, Shawn and Michelle.
Yes.
Hey, real quick, Shawn, when you were talking about when to take it, so would the probiotic be taken with Protandim, I assume?
Yes. The only thing that you're taking with just the glass of water is the NRF1. Pretty much everything else you can take as you have that morning meal, whatever that consists of.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. All right, you guys, we want to make sure that you have time to get on the call, so we're going to end this. I will get an uploaded version of this out and into your hands. So can't wait to see what happens on Tuesday and how you guys utilize this. Share best practices, share techniques on how you're getting the information in front of new people, customers, and current distributors. So
Yes, please do that, because by sharing that information, it only helps everybody else.
Alrighty. Take care. Have a great week.
Love you.